Listen, that connection you're looking for might already be at home. Hi, my name is Divine, and in today's video, I'm just going to be talking about sibling relationships and why they are honestly a blessing in disguise. A lot of people are missing out on creating and building great relationships with their siblings or even just their family in general without realizing it. So here's a little background, right? I started college fall of 2023. And during that time, like I go to a school 10 hours away. Okay. And during that time, the Lord really started like to reveal things to me because since I was away from home, away from my hometown, I was kind of given the opportunity to think for myself and have more freedom to kind of, put my thoughts together or whatever. So being far away from home, the Lord started to speak to me, right? And he started to convict me because all my life I had chased wanting to be liked by people, wanting more friends because I didn't think I had enough, wanting just people to choose me, choose me, choose me. And the Lord really convicted me, right? About the fact that I was neglecting my siblings, about the fact that I was ignoring them. And honestly, can you blame me? I grew up and I still live in an African household, okay? There's just certain things that aren't normal. Like, not many families are affectionate, not many families are loving. The word I love you do not exist in an African household. And so growing up the way that I did, I just wasn't really that close with my siblings. Maybe my little baby sister, but she was the baby, so naturally. And she was born in the US, so naturally we all just love her and we're all close to her. But everyone else, my other three siblings, I wasn't really close to them during that time. And the Lord really started to convict me about the fact that I was chasing relationships and connections and friendships outside the home while ignoring the people that I lived with, that I've literally known for my entire life. And the thing is, if you watched my testimony video, which is the first video on this channel, then you might have heard me talk about the fact that my parents separated like 8 years or so ago, 7 maybe. But that situation really, really brought my family close together because now it was just 5 children with with the mom. And so, I mean, moms are naturally just a lot of children are close to their moms. So naturally, I won't say naturally, but during that time, my mom really like took it upon herself to make sure she would talk to us and keep up with us and just talk about everything that was going on because she always said like talking about difficult things is the best medicine. Like when you go to physical therapy, yes, it hurts, but guess what? It's for your own good. And the more you move those muscles, the more you work out or exercise or stretch or massage whatever area it is that has been impacted, the better chances you are of healing and having a good healing experience. And so that's what she always told us. She was like, when you go to physical therapy, they'll massage you. It'll hurt. They'll do all these different things. It'll hurt. But guess what? In a few months' time, you'll be at a better place than where you are now. And so she always made sure to talk to us about and like push us to talk about certain things. And honestly, I would say she was kind of the beginning of the closest that me and my family have today. So in 2023, God convicted me about the fact that I was just ignoring and neglecting my siblings while chasing relationships and friendships and whatever outside. And he made me realize the fact that my siblings want connections too. My siblings also want friendships, right? They're just like me. We're all the same. Honestly, we want to feel connected to people. We want to be chosen. We want to be liked. We want to have friendships and relationships and whatever. And the Lord really made me understand, like, look, the things you're struggling with, you want more friends, you want to be chosen, you want people to acknowledge you, all of these things that you're looking for, your siblings are looking for the exact same things. In addition to that, he also revealed to me and just made me understand the fact that, there's a lot of things that I've gone through, right? Personally in my life, there's a lot of things we've experienced together, but there's also a lot of things that I've experienced on my own. There's a lot of wisdom that I've gained from my life, and especially for my younger siblings because I'm second, so I have an older sister. We have a big age gap, but I have an older sister and 3 younger siblings. And the Lord really like spoke to me and was like, Divine, you need to put energy and time and effort into your siblings, because not only were you born to just be yourself and live your life or whatever, another purpose of why we are on this earth is to serve one another. It's literally why Jesus came. He came to serve. He came for our sake so he could die for us. And kind of similar to that is also how when we're born into a family, right? Your siblings are born for you and you are born for your siblings. Your parents were born for you and you for your parents. Because, as you get older, there's a lot of things your parents might learn from you. There's a lot of impact you might inflict on your parents and vice versa, or on your siblings and vice versa. And so the Lord was really revealing all these things to me to help me understand, like, look, your siblings, your family needs you just as much as you think you need all these people, all these things externally outside the home. And so that honestly started to open my mind, and I felt really convicted, because I was like, dang, that is so true. All my life I've been striving to be liked and chosen by people outside, while kind of unintentionally neglecting my own siblings. So from that moment on, literally that fall semester, when I was finally able to go home, because I didn't have a car, I still don't. And so I had to wait till the very end in December to go back home. And from that moment, I just started dedicating and putting more effort into my siblings and teaching them and giving them all the knowledge and some of the life lessons that I had learned, some of the things that the Lord had revealed to me. I would give them to them, because I'm like, you know what? I don't want you guys to suffer like I did. Okay. And the best thing I can do as your sibling is to give all of this to you, is to be intentional with you all, and to not just like let everybody live their own lives and do their own things. And honestly, as time has gone on, I have just received and developed such a joy in the relationship that I have with my siblings. And let me just not get ahead of myself, because there's a few other things I want to talk about, okay? Now, one of the things that can hold people back, right, that's probably holding you back from having a close relationship or connection with your sibling, is old wounds, right? And some of us, it's pride. I'm not going to say I'm wrong, you're wrong. As well as distance, right? These things can block closeness and connection. They can block us from developing deeper relationship with our siblings, and instead cause us to just kind of live, we're living under the same roof, but everyone's just kind of doing their own thing, and no one really talks to each other that much. We're just kind of like, it feels like you're just siblings by force. Like, I was born into this family, so oh well. Like, you know what I mean? However, I do want to say that something that the Lord kind of revealed to me as well and helped me with this, because if you watch my testimony, like I said earlier, I also talked about how growing up, I felt like the black sheep of the family. I felt like my family only needed me when there was something to solve, when there was something to fix, and all the other times I wasn't being acknowledged, right? Well, the Lord started really working on me with that, and I had to let go of certain things in order for me to start working on the relationship with my siblings. I had to learn to apologize. Now, here's the thing. I had never, ever, 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 ever learned how to apologize. And it's crazy, because a lot of African families, they're like, you don't say sorry? You don't apologize? Yeah, they don't. And kids learn from what you do. I learned how to say good morning because my mom, randomly, when we were still in Africa, one day I came back from school and she was like, you say good afternoon to people when you see them. And so I was like, okay. So I'll start telling her good afternoon, because in Uganda they speak English. And so I would start telling her good afternoon. And like till now, that's not hard for me to do. Good afternoon, good morning, stuff like that. Like, I do that. Why? Because my mom would always do it to me. I'd get home and she'd be like, good afternoon. And I'd be like, good afternoon. Anyway, a lot of parents, right, don't apologize. And so a lot of us grow up not having the courage to apologize, because it wasn't something that we exercised often. That muscle of apology wasn't exercised enough. And so we grow up finding it very, very difficult to apologize, even though we want to. And so how the world started working out in me or on me is he really just allowed me to forgive my siblings, my family. He allowed me to just start letting go of foolishness that I was holding on onto, not even realizing. And I started apologizing to my family and my siblings out of nowhere. Like, I started being real with them. You know what I mean? And that is honestly what skyrocketed my entire relationship. The relationship I have with my siblings and my mom is I started talking to them and being honest with them. And I took that step of love towards them. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to let go of all of this and be vulnerable. And honestly, best thing I ever did, because guess what? By me choosing the one person in the house, by choosing to be vulnerable, it opened the door, right, for the rest of my siblings and my mom even to be vulnerable and open with me and open with each other as a whole. All right. And so basically what I'm trying to say is that healing starts with that one person choosing love, that one person choosing to forgive, that one person choosing to change. And you might be like, oh, Divine, well, some relationships, some families just aren't, some siblings just aren't meant. And I understand those situations. Of course, there's many family dynamics out there. However, I urge you, if it's just like you and your family have just grown distant, like you just grew up being distant from each other, then I urge you to pursue a relationship with your family, to pursue a relationship with your siblings, and even your parents. Honestly, because I can personally say that's the best thing that's ever happened to me. So, it takes intentionality, okay? It takes letting go of old wounds. It takes courage. It honestly takes courage, because regardless of all the things that God had revealed to me and the conviction He put on my heart, it took courage for me to allow myself to be vulnerable, to start talking to my siblings, to start apologizing to them, to start being honest with them, to start just getting closer to them, you know, like, ooh, you seem interesting. Let's talk. Ooh, I'm going to call you. Ooh, I'm going to text you. Ooh, I'm going to be open and not hide. Like, you know, stuff like that. And so there is a verse I want to share in regards to this. Okay, I'm looking at my iPad and I'm looking at my notes. So if you've been seeing me look down, it's my notes. And yeah. I'm a college student, and so I'm always having to find the weirdest spots to film these videos. And I bought a new mic, so hopefully this is helping mitigate with the different sounds, because there's a door on the other side and it's creaking every single time someone goes through it, and it's like the most annoying thing ever. But this is the best lighting I could get. The desk is off to the side, so I can't even put my notebook on a desk. It's on my knee, and then I have my iPad over here. So the verse I want to read is from Colossians 3:13. Okay, it says, "Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you." That one hit hard. That one hit hard. Now, I found these verses for the sake of this video. At that time, honestly, the Lord was just speaking to me and convicting me from certain situations and things that happened in my life. But for this video, I wanted to share some Bible verses, so it wasn't just some random information out there on the internet. I have words to back it up, okay? Another one is from Psalm 133, verse 1. It says, "How good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity." It really, I can attest, guys, it is honestly a pleasant experience. I remember I went home, right, in December for winter break. I'm still in college, by the way, but I went home in December, and you know, ever since I put forth an intentionality into my family and my siblings and building our bond and connection, relationship, whatever, I have seen my family flourish into just this pod, this like tight knit tribe. Like, it's the weirdest thing ever if you're African, because not many families are like that, but it's become the best thing ever. When I first came out to college, of course, when you're young, you're like, oh, I left home, which is why I feel like I decided to go to college 10 hours away. I just wanted like go out there, do my thing. But as time went on, and the Lord has just like done a lot of work on me, and I consider myself to be a very different person compared to the person that came to college. And just after my second year, specifically last year, I just started just not wanting to leave my family. I just started getting homesick. Like last fall semester, I was so homesick. And usually in the fall, I don't go home until December. So I'm at school for like 3.5 months. I was so homesick. I wanted to go home. I was ready. I was excited to go home. And when I got home, it was the best feeling ever. And I just remember the joy I felt in my heart just being with my family and talking and laughing and going places and doing all this stuff. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I just hope that more and more people out there are able to feel the joy that I am talking about right now. Okay? Which brings me into the next topic, right? The next part of this segment. So, my greatest hope for anyone who encounters this video, you who is watching me right now, is for you to just develop a courage, right? And a yearning to get closer to your siblings, to get closer to your family. Because the friendships you're looking for, right? I'm going to read off because I wrote a lot of things. The love, the acceptance, the belonging, the connection, the care and affection, the trust and attention, the friendship, the joy, the comfort, and emotional support you're looking for are already at home, waiting for you as your siblings, as your parents, as your family. They're waiting for you like seeds waiting to be watered, seeds waiting to be planted and watered and taken care of. They are there. And it is up to you. It is up to you to make that decision on whether you want to pursue that, to pursue the tribe, to pursue the people God has given you, to pursue, like, listen to this. The fact that God not only decided to create you and me, which is amazing. The fact that I popped up in God's brain and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna create the soul. I'm gonna create the soul, yeah. And then on top of that, grouped you together. This is why family is so beautiful. Grouped you together with these other souls. Because technically, biologically speaking, physically, we are related. We have the same blood, we have the same DNA, whatever. Spiritually, we're all individual souls. But the fact that God just grouped us all together is amazing. And it kind of points to what I was talking about earlier when I said that Jesus was born for our sake. He came to serve. He washed the feet of his disciples. If that's not the best example of serving, and that's why he tells us, you've heard that they say, hate those who hate you, love those who love you. But I say, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Like, that is the message of Christ. Part of the message of Christ. Love. And having a close relationship with your siblings, with your family, is the best thing that ever happened to me. And I hope that anyone who's watching this video, you're encouraged to strive for that joy that I too have received, because it is very much possible. And I know that not every family, not every sibling relationship, things aren't always functional, right? Some families and a lot of families are dysfunctional. I'm not going to sit here and say that my family is perfect just because we're all close now. No. However, I will attest to the fact that by us getting closer, we're able to grow together, right? We're able to nurture each other. We're able to just guide each other on this journey that we're on to heaven. And it's good knowing that you're not on this journey alone, and that you have people walking along with you, and that you have built-in friends already there. You just have to nurture it and be intentional with it, compared to having to grow up and go look outside for close relationships, look outside for all of these things. Yes. I think that is all I have to say about that. It's taken a lot of work, like I said, courage, and just allowing myself to be vulnerable, and forgiveness, and asking for forgiveness, and really striving every opportunity I get to get closer to my siblings, all of them. Now listen, in my family, right, we only have one boy. It's 4 girls, 1 boy. And so even with my brother, sometimes it's difficult because he's the only boy. And not having a man in the house, so it's like, oh dang, we all have to deal with each other. He has to deal with us, but we have to deal with only having one boy in the family. But even with him, like, I've made it an effort to just kind of get closer to him and meet him where he is. And, I do my best to set an example for them. I'm always telling them, I'm telling you guys all these things, giving you guys all this advice, all this thing that I've learned. So you don't ever say in your life, I didn't do anything for you. So you have something to remember me by. My mom is always telling us stories about her parents. They've passed. It's been years now, but she's always telling us stories about the things her parents taught her till this day, and we're the grandchildren. And so even for my siblings, I'm like, sharing either advice or lessons or teachings or whatever does leave an impact in that person's life. And I want to leave an impact on my siblings' life, because at the end of the day, we are all striving to enter the kingdom of God, and I would not want to go there alone. I want my family to follow me. And why go out there when I have my family? And like I said at the beginning, that's the one thing, the main thing that God convicted me of. Why are you going outside to look for all these things when they're built in? You're just neglecting them and ignoring them. Why? Anyway, I hope that this video is able to touch the heart of somebody and just do some good. That's the only reason why I'm on this YouTube. Well, I have a YouTube channel. The Lord has just put it on my heart to just share the lessons I've learned, to share the experiences that I've been through. And I just pray and I hope that the Holy Spirit is able to do this work in me fully as it's supposed to be done, and that with everything that I share and put out there, He's also able to do bigger and greater things in your life as well. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and listening to what I have to say. Honestly, I'm not really a YouTuber. I'm just here to yap and share what I've learned. Just think of it as being on FaceTime with a friend. Yeah, but anyway, if you like this video, I guess give it a like. If you enjoy listening to me talk, or now that you kind of have an idea of the things I'm going to be talking about, then be sure to subscribe and hang around. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys today. I have to rush to class now, but I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.